What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, make sure that you please subscribe. This is my new channel where I'm talking about all things business, motivation, digital products, entrepreneurship, all of that. Just my little spill. But I wanted to come on here and really today talk about something that's just on my heart once again. Every time something on my heart, y'all, just come in. No fancy editing, no crazy stuff. Just get right to the point. Just boom. This is what that channel is for. This just the authentic side of me and just what I want to talk about. So I want to talk about today, if nobody believes in you, God will, right? God will literally lead you to the destination you're supposed to go. And I know we always think that we know what's best for us in the moment, or we question ourselves like, why am I going through this? Why is this happening to me? Why am I God's toughest soldier? Because y'all, that was me, especially in 2023. That was the roughest year of my life. I was the most depressed I've ever been, the most sad I've ever been, the most unfulfilled. I have never been in a position where I did not understand my purpose at all, and I just felt like I was here. I'm like, why am I here? And I don't know why I'm here. It was literally the worst year of my life, and I kept questioning, even though they say we shouldn't question, we human, and that's just, you know, what we tend to do sometimes. So I was just questioning, like, God, why is everything happening to me? Why can't I pay my bills? Why am I so sad all the time? Why? And I literally now today, he was preconditioning me for the life that I was meant to start living. And what that means is everything that I went through was a lesson for me to get better and a lesson for me to evolve into something else, y'all. To really be the person I was always meant to be, but I had to literally go through something in order to even become that type of person. So it's like we want to become that type of person, the person who is meant for more, who's fulfilled and purposeful, but it's like, how could we get there if we never go through just something, you know? And I know I talk about that a lot if you ever went to my other channels, but it's real. And it's like, y'all, God has a plan for you, and he knows best, right? In the simplest terms, he has a plan for you and he knows best. So even when you're going through things that you're going through, always think for the better. Like, even when I was depressed, it was weird because I'm like, bro, I know this is not the end for me. Even though I feel like the end, I literally still was very hopeful. I know God could turn us around. I know I'm meant for more. I know, like, this cannot be the end. Like, as talented as I am, as thorough, as faithful, as hopeful, as loving as I am, there is no way this is, you know, the end all be all. And literally, it took me to do so many different changes in my life, which I talk about a lot as well. Just changing my situation, changing who I was hanging with, and actually believing in myself and trying something new. Now, when I really started to do all of this stuff, and not only trying something new, y'all, lock in with God. During that time, I had got closer and closer to God, probably the most close that I've ever been. And I hate to say that it had to happen when I was going through something, but I feel like that's when he pulls us closer to him, is like when we're going through something, because I literally had nowhere else to turn but to that Bible, but to my journal, but to sit there and just talk and communicate and just understand everything, y'all. It's crazy how everything works. But it was a time where, like, when I was going through my, like, stages and stuff, it was people around me who didn't believe in me. Like, it was stuff that I wanted to do, and I would, like, tell them what I wanted to do, and they would just be looking at me like, you're crazy. Like, or since I was in my lowest season, they would be looking at me like, girl, you need to do something. You can't keep doing this. You need to do something. You gotta figure it out. Like, it was just so much pressure and so much things that were running through my head at one point in time. I didn't even know what to do at that point, right? But I stayed faithful. I remained optimistic. I remained hopeful. Like, it was just a lot, y'all, that I had to really do. And this message today is basically like, if nobody believes in you, God believes in you. So there's so many things out here that people won't understand. Like, they'll look at you, they'll judge you, they'll be like, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? But all in all, you and God are locked in, and y'all have this vision of where it is that your life is needing to go. So even when you're going through something, even when you're, you know, trying to get out of something, just remain faithful and stay close to God, because like I said, nobody knows what you and God have going on, and it's like, nobody could change that, right? There was times that I wanted to pick myself up and try different things, and I had people and naysayers in my ear like, you sure you could do that? You sure this is this? Or like, they will push their false beliefs onto me, so it made me feel like I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But they really didn't understand how faithful I was with the Lord. They really didn't understand, like, look, my story ain't over. Me staying faithful and down, he rewarded me in the best way possible. Like, I was able to change my finances. I was able to help so many people change their finances. I was able to elevate my life. I was able to do certain things. And it's crazy because even still, like, the little stuff I be going through, right? So, for example, I was in Atlanta, y'all. Quick story. I was in Atlanta for like a year, and I would not move. I had all of the money, all of the resources. I kept saying, oh my gosh, I want this car so bad. I want this car. Talking about this Tesla, right? I want this car so bad. I want this car so bad. Like, what I gotta do? But I was not moving. So when I was in Atlanta, I was staying with my friend, right, in this big house. I had my own room, whatever, me and my son, because I had just moved there. So she was like, you can stay with me until you get your apartment. Plus it's Atlanta, it's hot. Just, come over here, rack up, and then go. Me, I racked up to the point where I was just sitting on money, and I still wasn't moving. And then to the point where I kept saying, I want my car, I want my car, I want my car, and I still wasn't moving. And it's crazy because I feel like I felt like God caused me to move, because here's why. I was complaining about how I wanted stuff better, and I was not moving. So I had gotten a car accident in October. It caused me to not be able to walk. I crashed my car, so I didn't have no car. I stayed in Charlotte. So I was in Atlanta, right? I got in an accident in Virginia. Atlanta and Virginia is 10 to 8 hours away. I could not keep going back and forth. And, my mom is in Virginia. My family is in Virginia. My son's dad is in Virginia. So it was like a lot of things were in Virginia. Charlotte is the meeting point so it's Virginia, Charlotte, and Atlanta, right? Charlotte is like half and half, right? And a lot of my family stays in Charlotte. So while I was recovering from, when I left from Virginia after my car accident, I was going to Charlotte. So I was not in Atlanta after my car accident. I just went to Charlotte, stayed in Charlotte, so I could heal at my cousin's house, right? So I was at my cousin's house for like a month. And they kept saying, you might as well just move here. You might as well just move here. You might as well just move here. And Atlanta was so far, y'all. And Atlanta is not a place that I want to be by myself without no car and I have a son. And while I could be in Charlotte with my family support, I have aunts, uncles here, cousins, like 4 or 5 cousins, aunts, like it was just, the right vibe. So because I got in that car accident, I was forced to move, y'all. And not only move, but actually move. So I ended up moving to Charlotte after all this time talking about I want to move, I need my own place, I want my own place. Me getting in that car accident forced me to move, right? That's number one. Me in that car accident as well forced me to get my car, because I crashed my car and I was talking about how bad I wanted my Tesla, how bad I wanted my dream car, and I would just not move to go get it. So it's like the accident, it's like God does crazy stuff, and like for one, even making it out of the accident was a blessing, because I smacked this wall hard as hell, y'all. Like, I was driving, I didn't hit nobody, but I crashed the wall, I broke my ankle, I couldn't walk, I'm still recovering. But it's just like the certain things that came after. Like, I survived the crash with a broken ankle. He forced me to get my own apartment, and I love my house. It's so quiet, it's peaceful, my son loves it, he don't even like to leave. And then it's like, after that, I didn't have no car, and I was like, I want my Tesla so bad. When I was able to finally drive, he rewarded me with my dream car. It was like, I would not have any of that if I did not go through the bad and get in that crash. So it's like, y'all, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, how stuff happens. So listen, man. You just never know. You just never know. But I don't want to make this video too long, y'all. Take my testimony and my story. I love to talk about my story because I know it's going to help somebody out there. Take my testimony and my story, and literally, y'all, just understand that your time is coming and that God has different plans for you, and he still believes in you. So if you feel like you've been counted out, if you feel like you don't know where to turn, if you feel like you at your lowest of lowest, you have to keep going, and you have to remain faithful in God, because he has the last say so. So with that being said, make sure that y'all like, comment, and subscribe on my video. Make sure y'all leave in the comments how y'all feel about this video, and I will see y'all in the next video. Goodbye.